What is up, everybody? TurboVerse here today, and we have to talk about ReviewTechUsa and how he apparently went on an anti-Xbox rant, saying pretty much the same narrative that Xbox has no games. A lot of these Sony guys do, even though I think he's like a neutral person. I thought so, but I think he mostly talks about PC. I don't know what stance he takes on gaming in general. I think he's just like neutral or whatever, but. He says Xbox has no games because apparently an article triggered this guy that said PS5 is a flop. I don't know what article this is, but apparently it got this guy triggered. He just says that pretty much Xbox has no games this generation. Well, that is so much from the truth. But let's get into the video. Um,
So you gotta levy these criticisms across the board. Could we say that there should be more PS5 only games for the PS5? Of course, but if you say that for the PS5, the Xbox Series ain't got nothing when it comes to current gen only offerings.
They just have no games in general for Xbox Series. So if you bought Xbox Series X and S, you just have no games apparently. You don't have Forza Horizon 5. You don't have an upcoming Forza Horizon, the other Forza, the regular main series Forza game coming up. You don't have Halo Infinite, which I know a lot of people like to rag on that game, but that game is still a pretty good game. So a lot of people know it's got a lot of negative press, but that game is still pretty great. You don't have a Microsoft Flight Simulator. You don't have what are all these other games that came out this year? You don't have even. I mean, if we just talking about triple A's, then sure, it's been pretty light. But you got Scorn coming up. You have High on Life coming out. You have a lot of games coming out this year. A lot of games that came out for Xbox, and not only, and you got multiplats as well. Which multiplats, like these major multiplat games, they're gonna come to like platforms like Nintendo Switch, which is great that the Xbox has these major multiplats. So it just gets kind of ridiculous that we keep saying Xbox has no games at this point. It's just trash narrative at this point. Let's continue.
So he continues on. The Xbox Series X is suffering similar issues to the PS5. So what are you even going on about here then? With exclusives such as Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, and Gears 5 restricted by their availability on older platforms, they're all great experiences, but hardly the new gen upgrades we were promised. Here's looking more positive for the Xbox Series X with upcoming games such as Starfield and Redfall. Did you really think Redfall is going to look exciting?
What is up with these people bashing Redfall? Now this is the second video I did today where somebody's talking about Redfall in like a negative light. I don't know what's with this anti-Redfall rhetoric going on, but Redfall looks like a decent game from what they showed at the Xbox Bethesda showcase. The game looks decent. It looks like a fun title. I don't know what's up with the Redfall hate. It's just okay. It's just a little weird.
Starfield, I'm going to give it a chance. I'll probably end up getting it, even though I'm not really a big Bethesda, like direct Bethesda game. I've never been to the Elder Scrolls games or anything like that, but I'll give it a chance.
So because you don't like the Bethesda games, you think it's not that big of a deal that Starfield is releasing. We got Sony fanboys complaining and begging Phil Spencer to bring that game on PlayStation. What is not a big deal? Okay. I guess Starfield isn't a big deal then. It's Bethesda's newest, biggest game that they've been working on. Their newest IP, but it's not a big deal apparently. That's interesting. That's on the same level as Skyrim, but probably better. So that is interesting. And all the upcoming games that Xbox has coming up, it's just like, wow.
Full set for a 2023 release. Well, the next Elder Scrolls Fable and Forza Motorsport are also in development. So what? Who the hell knows when the next Elder Scrolls game is coming out? You're really gonna... Dude, we have God of War Ragnarok.
So Elder Scrolls isn't a big deal now? What? You know how popular Skyrim is? These takes just sounds so crazy. It's just so comical at this point. Like Elder Scrolls isn't a big deal. We don't care about Fable now. Fable is a beloved franchise at this point. Avowed, which is kind of like a similar version of Skyrim. What's the other game they got coming out? Hellblade 2. All these other upcoming Xbox games they got coming out, and we just don't care about really. It's like, wow.
Coming out. We know that's coming out this year for the PlayStation 5 and PS4. I get your point. But there's also a bunch of interesting games upcoming for the PlayStation 5. We have Forspoken by Square Enix. I already spoke about God of War Ragnarok, which is coming out November of this year. Spider-Man 2 is coming sometime in 2023. Horizon Call of the Mountain is going to be exclusive to PSVR 2.
A VR game, wow.
16 is coming to the PS5 and not the Series X and obviously not the Switch. And he also goes on to blah. Yeah, I said hoopla. Where there wasn't really anything big coming for.
What is with the birds? You know, I just noticed that. What is with these birds that he has? What is there like a meaning to these birds? Like, what's up with the birds and the whatever these statues or whatever? It's just kind of weird, but okay.
Xbox Game Pass, that was AAA at least. And a lot of people were like, I only play AAA games. Why would you spend $9.99 or $14.99 a month, at least in the States is how much it costs, for you only play AAA games, there's no AAA games coming out. You're just throwing $15 a month or $10 a month into the wind.
Okay, that last part right there really annoys me. Like, we all got our own purposes and everything, but if you only play triple A games, you are severely limiting yourself as a gamer. Like, it's just ridiculous. How many times I keep hearing that we only play triple A games nonsense. I was like, I've been playing 2 indie or double A games on Game Pass recently, as does Falls, which is an amazing game, and a game called Tinykin as well, which is kind of like Pikmin, but like a platformer. That game is amazing. It's a really fun game, but if you only play AAA games, you aren't playing those games because they aren't big budget. So I'm glad I don't have that mindset, because I'd miss out on some great experiences in gaming in general if I only had that mindset. But a lot of people do have that mindset where we only play big budget AAA games. And it's even worse if some people only play first party big budget AAA games. Those are only games that matter to them and not in their opinion. So it's kind of wild. But an Xbox Center, like a Twitter user brought this to attention. It also states that this article that says PS5 was a flop triggered this guy so badly. Once again, I want to know what article this was that got this guy this upset. Because I guess they're just mad that it's debatable. You can say which console you want this shit. It's not like a complete just like slaughter fest like I was with Xbox One generation. You can at least like debate about which console you want this generation, which I guess a lot of people don't like that. They want just something to be on top. But he says he went on a legendary anti-Xbox tirade that would make hardcore PlayStation fanboys blush. Yeah, he's kind of sounding like a fanboy, to be honest. This whole narrative that Xbox just has no games when they had a plethora of games come out this generation alone, like, it just makes no sense. And the upcoming games they got coming out, so Redfall is trash, but Astrobot is day one disgraceful. Once again, Redfall looks like an amazing game, and Astrobot, a lot of people were clamoring, a lot of people were praising that game. I didn't like that game too much. It just seemed like a glorified demo of you using the DualSense for just like unnecessary BS. Like, you're blowing into the controller, using the random like touchpad and stuff for random stuff. I was like, I don't see myself using it. It's just like a gimmicky game. But a lot of people were praising that game though, which I didn't understand. But you know, to each their own. What gamer only plays AAA games? Notice how an article about PS5 disappointment instantly becomes let's trash Xbox to defend PlayStation. Yet he swears he's not a fanboy. When he references God of War, he says, we have God of War coming this year. All you need to know. So this guy says, ReviewTechUsa is probably a Sony fanboy. I don't know. I don't know what system this guy plays on. I thought he was just a PC guy in general, but who knows? Throwing shade to Redfall while trying to defend PS5 with Forspoken in the same minute. Yeah, that game has been... Forspoken has also getting a lot of flack. People saying like dialogue is just cringy, so it's just interesting. Didn't Flight Sim come out before the Series X and S? But I think that's the first time that game came to console, so I mean, it is a big thing right there. Notice how he struggles to lay out what the PlayStation roadmap is. Yeah, because honestly, I don't know what they got after like the Final Fantasy games coming out, Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine coming out. What's their major games coming out after that? I truly just don't know. So at least at Xbox, you know, they got a plethora of titles coming out. Just not right now, but they got games going on in the future. It's gonna be pretty good games. How does this not look good? Arcade games have always been art style first. He could have made a decent point, but then said they have Forspoken, Final Fantasy, and Horizon VR. Yeah, who is really bigging up a VR game? Like I know there's a niche crowd for VR, but really, we really bragging on VR, but we really boasting up VR games? Like that's a niche, super niche genre. So I don't know. Like I don't know. We're really bigging up VR titles. That's interesting. Third-party exclusives and VR games, you need to spend another $500 to play. That is true. You can't just play you gotta buy the whole VR headset too. So, yeah, that's just a crazy take. Even more, when you think about it. You gotta buy the whole VR thing to play these VR games as well too. So, Sony is excellent at marketing, also backroom deals and building false impressions. They did good back in the PS2 era and still riding the good memories of that age. Microsoft formed an Xbox One, but Series is really something else. A force to be reckoned with. Everybody keeps saying the same sentiment. Like the Xbox One generation, sure, it was kind of a bad generation, but this new generation, like if you keep saying this new generation just has no games, and you don't see the direction Xbox is going, then you are just delusional at this point. Like, you're clearly delusional. It's like this whole Xbox has no games narrative is just stupid. Sure, you can say that back in the Xbox One generation, you might have got a pass, but this new generation, it's just dumb to say that. It's just dumb. Especially you got Sony fanboys begging for Xbox exclusive games now, so you can't say Xbox has no games. Then you got people begging for Xbox games. It's like pick one struggle, pick one. Oh man, no need to sugarcoat it anymore. The PS5 is trash. I wouldn't go that far. I just say it's not as the same how it was the last generation where the PlayStation is completely just dominating over Xbox. It's just not in the same state as it was last generation. The point of the clip is saying that Xbox Series consoles truthfully hasn't had a AAA game that's exclusive for the system, and he isn't wrong. I mean, they had Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, the two that come to mind right now, but so apparently he's right, definitely he's wrong right there, but okay. This was just distasteful and nasty. Are you surprised he's a PlayStation guy? I honestly got a long time ago. Yeah, I don't know what console this guy plays on, to be honest. I honestly don't know. They don't count Halo, Forza, or Psychonauts as AAA, do they? I don't know if Psychonauts is a AAA game, but that game was even fun. That was an amazing game too. That was made by Xbox Studio. Do you really think that Redfall looks exciting? Yes, it looks awesome. What is he talking about? Yeah, I don't know. Redfall looks pretty great to me as well too. So I don't know what this guy's talking about. I don't understand how they can look forward to PS5 games announced but no confirmed release date and wait on those, but laugh at Xbox players for doing the same thing. Make it make sense. Yeah, they're definitely hypocrites. You're excited about Wolverine and Spider-Man, which I guess we kind of know the date for Spider-Man coming next year. Well, that could be delayed too. So it's like, how are you gonna be happy? How are you gonna be calling out Xbox friends being excited about games coming out, but you're doing the same thing for PS5 as well too? So. So this guy says he ain't lying. He actually is lying. Okay. If the PS5 was a flop, then Xbox would be crying all day about it. I used to like him, but after seeing this, he is a rooster. I don't know what the rooster and the chicken thing deal. Like, why does he have rooster and chicken statues on his desk? Like, I don't know what that's about, but okay. This POS is completely just dumb. Anyone listen to him is 27% stupider, 27% dumber, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It's just some crazy takes from these guys. Like, once again, if you say that you say you're not a fan of PlayStation, all the anti-Xbox stuff just starts coming out, just starts spewing out, which is just ridiculous. But I'm gonna conclude it right here. Everybody can have their own opinion, but there's this whole narrative that Xbox just has no games. They have brought out no games this generation. It's just ridiculous. It's like, can we stop this already? You had one generation with Xbox One. You could have got that bar off, that narrative off, but this generation is so stupid to keep saying that over and over again. But definitely want to see your thoughts down below about this. Leave a like this video. As always, thanks for watching, and peace.